guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is gonna be a little different. I've never done a video like this before. However, it's Friday and it's almost 9 o'clock and I'm bored and I don't have anything to do, so I was like, why not make a vlog about just certain things that have been on my mind lately. I don't know if you're familiar, or you may not know that I do like a lot of videos just about, like, you know, random stuff, and I'm usually cracking jokes and all that kind of stuff, but at the same time there are a lot of things in the world and just that I've seen happened that really do kind of irritate me. Naturally I am a happy, energetic, go-lucky kind of person, and I'm probably one of the few people in the world who are actually a morning person. I know that's kind of weird, but it's just who I am. But honestly, lately I've been noticing a lot of things in our culture as Americans and in this particular society. A lot of the times we are so focused with self that we're not so concerned about what other people are doing. And not to say that you should be concerned so much that you're trying to compare yourself and there's envy and jealousy, but I do feel like it is important for us as a culture, as a society, as a people, as Christians, as just humans here on this earth, that we do have some sort of compassion for, you know, other people, and just a small sense of respect. A lot of the times we do a lot of things that don't necessarily benefit other people. A lot of the times we don't do stuff because we feel like, oh, it's not going to benefit me, so I'm not going to do it, which I think is pretty stupid. It's ridiculous. It's not what makes the world go around. I feel like my hat goes off to the people who take time out of their day, whether they're busy or not, just to still do small random acts of kindness. Even though it sounds kind of cliche, I really do feel like stuff like that really does give me hope for humanity as a whole. I feel like with us being humans, we're probably the most developed mammals on the earth, but sometimes I feel like we take and abuse our power, and we sometimes don't necessarily just know the sort of power that we share. This is kind of random, so just kind of keep up with me. I'm just kind of venting just a little bit. A lot of the times we wait to show our appreciation for others. Sometimes we'll wait till that person passes away, or sometimes we'll wait till that person is, you know, no longer in our reach, whatever that may mean. And I feel like, and I know this summer with Robin Williams, his suicide, it really touched me, actually really down deep in the core, because I consider myself a comedian and a really happy person, and a lot of the times people feel like because you're happy or you're always cracking jokes that you never have a bad day, and it's the complete opposite. We're humans too. I like to make other people happy and to put smiles on other people's faces, because I know how it feels to have somebody to either try to take that sense of happiness or joy that you have, even though they can't take the joy that I have because I got it from God, and that's the only way I'm able to still smile through, you know, whatever type of trials and tribulations that I go through. But I feel like we wait until the person dies or passes away or leaves in order for us to appreciate them. And I feel like we should appreciate the good people that we have in our life, and not just the good people, but just people in general. I feel like a lot of the times everyone wants to be loved, everybody wants to feel accepted, everybody wants to feel like they're worth something. And I feel like if we take little small ounces, little small snippets of time out of our day just to kind of, you know, say, or how are you doing? Oh, I like your shirt. Or, you know, you have a nice smile. Or, you know, opening the door for someone, bringing somebody lunch or something. Just little, it doesn't have to be like big worldly things like, you know, curing world hunger or poverty or anything like that. It could be something small. If you can't do anything on a macro level, I feel like we, as being humans and being in constant interaction with other people almost daily, I feel like we can definitely do something on the micro level. I really don't understand why people just don't ever want to own up to making mistakes, to being imperfect, to having imperfection. That's the whole part of being a human being. We wouldn't be here on earth, or we wouldn't need Jesus if we were perfect. Simple as that. The thing is, it's okay to mess up. It's okay, you know, to kind of fall short sometimes. Learn from it, pick up, dust yourself off, and keep going. It's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world. I honestly don't feel like I really don't understand why people can't take full responsibility of their actions and just say like, oh yeah, I messed up, or okay, you know, that was my bad. Okay, I accidentally, you know, knocked the vase over, or whatever it may be. People are always trying to blame somebody else and playing the blame game, and I'm just like, that doesn't serve you well in life in general, period. It just does not serve you well. I really admire people who are having who have like a really tough life and who are going through a bunch of crap, but still take time out of their day to show gratitude to other people. I don't really understand why a lot of the times if somebody's having a bad day, they'll try to take it out on everybody else. I have a lot of bad days. Trust me, I smile a lot, I laugh a lot, and all that kind of stuff. I'm just being honest and open with you. I do have bad days, and you know, sometimes life does suck, and there's certain things that are thrown my way, and a lot of the times, sometimes I do feel like all the odds are against me, but the thing that kind of gets me out of my funk is when I do kind stuff for other people. It really does help you. I don't think bitterness or envy or jealousy or any of those things are going to serve you well, period. I don't think those are going to give you fruit of good fruit. I don't think it's going to plant seeds of goodness or of fruition. I think I said that right, I'm not sure. And honestly, I just feel like we've kind of forgotten a lot of things that we were taught as children. You know, just proper manners, just being respectful, just saying thank you, just saying good morning when you walk into a room. You know, just being kind. And I know that everyone isn't gonna be, you know, a happy-go-lucky person or a morning person, but I still feel like that shouldn't, you know, take away from this human experience that we share with one another. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I've just been really thinking about a lot of that. So, and I know it's like probably a whole lot and it's really random. Honestly, I feel like everyone is going through something at the end of the day. Everyone has a battle or some type of struggle or, you know, stronghold or enemy or demon, whatever you want to call it, that they're dealing with. But I feel like, why make it harder? I'm not saying that it's our job to, you know, make other people happy. Honestly, when you're out here in this world, you're a representation not of yourself, but of your family, of God, of your teachers, of everything. So while you're out here in the world, you want to make sure that you have a positive influence on others. And it's just like, it sounds really cheesy and it sounds, you know, kind of cliche. I feel like we hear it all the time, you know, positive and being good and all that kind of stuff. But it really, I can only speak from personal experience. I know a lot of the times, I know how it feels to go without. I know how it feels, you know, when you feel like people are draining you dry. I know how it feels when you feel like all the odds are against you. Oh. Another thing that I just don't understand is how people can be mean to nice people. I don't feel like that makes you a tough person. I don't feel like that is a good thing. I feel like that's kind of a cop-out and a cowardly move. The fact that you can take time out of your precious day to be either, whether you're intentional or unintentional, unintentionally or unintentionally, you know, being mean to someone who you feel like is weaker because they're nice. I don't understand why we as a society have, you know, decided, I guess, that when you're happy or when you're nice, that equals to weakness. I don't necessarily think that. In my opinion, I feel like it equals to meekness. I feel like a lot of the times people disguise their insecurities and, you know, they envy other people who have certain things and they want the same thing. And a lot of the times I try to treat other people how I want to be treated, regardless if the person is going to do the same thing back or regardless if it's really going to help. Because I honestly feel like you do reap what you sow. And me personally, I just feel like life is hard in general as it is, so why make it harder for myself and for others around me? A lot of the times I'm trying to push through a lot of things. I'm trying to stay positive, not only for myself, but for, you know, other people who are maybe going through what I'm going through, or who are going to go through what I'm going through. I want to be able to give them, you know, a testimony to inspire them, to let them know, like, hey, I was there too, and I can make it. Because I know a lot of the times I wish I had people before me who would have went through some of the stuff that I went through. But of course, you know, I'm the oldest child, so I would always go through stuff first. Now, you know, tell my brother and my sister, like, hey, you know, you can get through it. And I just really really try to use my life experiences as an inspiration and motivation for others, especially because I have a lot of younger cousins. I have 2 younger siblings, like I said before. I have a lot of younger friends and stuff like that, so I try to, not saying that I have to be a role model, but I feel like it's my personal duty. People drain you dry. Like, I am literally around people all the time, and I get so drained that sometimes I come home and I just want to sit in my room and just be able to reboot, whether, you know, I have to meditate, pray, listen to music, or whatever it is. I've never been one to want to be around people 24/7. I am a very sociable person, and I am an extrovert at heart, so I do, you know, love social interaction and activities and things like that. But me too, being the crazy girl that I am, I still need time to reboot, because when you're out there in the world, you're like doing this, you're doing that, you wear so many different hats, and being around people try to, you know, suck all the energy and try to drain you, and it's just, you come home and I'm literally exhausted. Most of the time I'm exhausted from dance class, but it's even, you know, just mental exhaustion, because I'm just like, goodness gracious, you know, people just pulling you every which way, and it's just kind of like, can I breathe for a second? But so the point of this vlog, I guess, I'm trying to kind of reel it in here because it's kind of a little bit all over the place, so shout outs to the people who are still watching it, is to treat others in the way that you want to be treated. You know, make sure that you're exerting love, joy, and happiness and peace and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of the times, energy, like they say, is transferred. So you want to make sure that you leave people better than how you found them. I think it's very important, the importance of conversation, and, you know, just even a 2-minute conversation could really change somebody's life. It could really alter their negative thinking. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't be in certain situations that they're in if they just would have had somebody to listen to them. I feel like it is important for all of us to just really just to respect one another, just to love one another. You know, we may have different beliefs, we may have different you know, life experiences, because we have different backgrounds, we come from different places, we're different races, we have different cultures, all this kind of stuff. But I feel like we are all here, you know, we share some sort of common human experience. Everyone knows how it feels to be sad, to be hurt, to be lonely, to be scared, to be fearful. Those are just common emotions and feelings that we all feel as, you know, being humans. And I feel like that adds to the human experience, and it makes it easier for us to relate to different people, even though they come from different backgrounds, have different lifestyles and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like just because somebody acts like you or doesn't act like you, or just because somebody, you know, worships a certain way, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to kind of shun them, because you never know who or what you can learn from someone. I feel like that's how you learn from people. That's how you you get exposed to different things. You talk to people from different races, you talk to people from different class systems, you talk to people from different parts of the world, all that kind of stuff. So just be open, be nice, be respectful, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not your mom, or I'm not trying to lecture you or anything like that. I just want to make sure that I'm just kind of exuding some sort of light and positivity, you know, however it is, whether it's through this video, whether it's if you see me on the street, whether it's in class, regardless, because life isn't promised tomorrow. you never know when is, you know, the time that you're going to take your last breath. So when you leave this earth, you want to make sure that you did everything that you had, that you needed to do. And I just feel like, you know, just really love the people who are close to you, you know, really take advantage of their presence. Don't take it for granted, because you never know when they may pass away or you may pass away. So keep your head up and keep your eye on the prize and stay focused and be love, show love, because, you know, love is really what this world needs, and it's really what every human desires, to be honest. Golly gee. Anywho, I really appreciate you guys listening to me rant or vent or whatever this is. If you have any questions about life or anything, I would really love to do like an ask Keisha video or whatever. I don't know, maybe be a way for you guys to get to know me get to know you guys, whatever it is. And I have a lot of free time on the weekends, by the way, so I would love to make more videos. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I love you guys, and bye.